No limit. We back, baby. We back, man. Man, it's a sad day, man. It's a sad, sad day in MMA history. We haven't really brought up a lot of this on my channel as of yet, but I don't know. I like to talk about the things that are current, on my mind. Something like this, man, it needs to be said, you know. There's a lot of hate towards people that were talking, or just being honest, really. But Conor McGregor. It's hey, hey man. Y'all can hate on me all you want, but it's the end of an era, man. And this is coming from, I've always been a huge Conor McGregor fan. I mean, legend in MMA history, he'll go down as a legend forever and always, right? He did the unthinkable and he did what no one could do, you know, no one's been able to do. But, it's at nobody's fault but his own. There's a lot of different factors in this, and we could speculate all day, right? I just it sucks, man. You know? That's all I could say. Like, sucks, bro. Like, y'all know, man, I mean, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, man. He did it for the greater good, right? He took the Mayweather. I feel like ever since the Mayweather fight, but he had to get that bag, right? It's understandable. But, you know, he 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 just sacked off, man. I mean, I think about it. I think if anybody made that much money, just wanted to live, I just look at it like this. I almost wish, I know he's got the heart. He had to come back, but I almost wish he never came back because, like, he could have just stayed where he was at. He could have boxed, Manny Pacquiao. Got that bag again and just been done, my boy. You got hundreds of millions. You're worth hundreds of million. Why even bother, bro? Most of the people that are fighting and doing what you were doing is because they had no other choice. But I feel like it's just his ego. It got to him, man. He had something to prove, and it's all speculation at this point, right? Like his last fight with Poirier, he was in a boxing camp training for Manny Pacquiao. So he wasn't in the right camp. I guess he was all the way in Dubai, right? He had his kids with him. So he was playing, daddy daycare stuff, which I get it, man. It's a beautiful thing, got a beautiful family, but you can't, when you're in that sport, you got to have your eyes on the prize, man. You got to be I'm talking laser focused, like 100%. You can't have your kids, your wife, nothing else on your mind, nothing else to worrying about. So I just feel like, you know, he tried to correct those things, with this last fight. He left his kids and wife at home. You know, he moved his camp. He didn't have it in Dublin. He had it, in the United States. And like, I don't know. I just feel like he's got the type of freedom, man. That's what that money, it can't buy you happiness, but I guess it can buy you the freedom to do whatever the hell you want, whenever you want, and never fight again if that's what you want. I mean, I give him respect all day and credit all day for coming back and doing what he's done. But it's like Silva, man. Silva was a god at one point, just skills beyond what anybody could believe. And there comes a tipping point when it's hard for people to leave. It's their life. Fighting is everything. It's their life. It's their livelihood. So, he overstayed his welcome and he went beyond his prime. And then he started losing fights and then he broke his leg and like it just went downhill from there. And now he's like back to fighting pride. It's pretty sad, man. Like he's going backwards now and I think he's doing one of these celebrity fights as well. Like he's too good for that, bro. That's all I'm saying. He's a champion. He'll always be a legend as well in MMA history. He'll go down as a legend, MMA god, but these guys, man, it's like, they don't get paid enough anyway as it is in UFC, and then they just gotta be smart with their money, man. Like, a lot of these guys open up schools, jujitsu schools, all this stuff, which is a great idea. You need something to do beyond this because you can't do it forever, man. It's just like any other sport. But I feel like with Conor, I honestly I know he still has it in him. Like it's just we've seen it time and time again. Whenever he's faced with adversity or somebody he can't take out, within the first round, we know that Connor's his best round is his first round. Dustin Poirier's worst round is his first round. He only gets better as it goes, and Connor, we know he's not like that. He gasses out. He gets tired. So just seeing that first round, I honestly I feel, I wish it never happened, but the leg break is like one of the best scenarios that could have happened for him because we know, man, deep down in your heart, if you are an MMA fan, you know that fight was not going Connor's way. We know Dustin was getting the better of him, man. He was on top of him, throwing them elbows. He was bouncing his head off the canvas like. That's not to say Conor couldn't have came back. It would have been dope to see a second round. And then I saw, Dana White's talking about, he's in a year or so, maybe he'll come back for a trilogy, or not trilogy, a fourth fight for Dustin Poirier, since it ended the way it did, and we didn't really get to close it out. But and then I saw Poirier already said like no, like why would I? I'm good. I've in this trilogy now. I'm 2-1. Like, he beat me knocked me out the first time, and I knocked him out, and I beat him again, like, twice in a row. There's no need for me, and he's right, you know? If that's what he wants to do, he has every right to never fight Conor again. He's going for a title shot now, and I saw, you know, that's commendable what I just feel like yeah, with Dustin Poirier, man, he's proving the world that, like, hard work beats talent every time, right? I've heard that a lot. I've heard people say that, and it's so true because you know on the surface, Connor is more talented than I mean about the most talented fighter in the world, right? When it comes to MMA, but it's that lack of hard work and effort that I feel like that's where he's come up short, and you know with Dustin Poirier, like I mean his last 10 fights, he's lost one and won nine. Come on, man. I think it might be 10 now. 110 and lost one. Like, come on, man. And his whole MMA career, he's the most he's had off is like 6 to 8 weeks at a time. So this man is just, I mean, he's a this man is a machine, bro. He's a force to be reckoned with, and he's beyond proved himself. I don't know. It's weird to me, man. I feel like it's just kinda sad to see, Connor on the way he was down on the mat, yelling at him, and, you don't bring family into it, you don't bring wives, kids, none of that. He was talking about killing him, I don't know. To me, I see a man that's broken, a man that, he knows his legacy is in the win, and it's killing it. I mean, of course, it would kill anybody, bro, like, think about it. And just I heard him tell the ref, make sure that was a stoppage by doctors, a doctor stoppage. He didn't want it to be counted as a KO or a technical KO. Like, it was just sad, man. And it doesn't really matter, Connor, what's on paper. Everybody knows, they seen it, man. Like, broken leg or not, you were not winning that fight. I'm sorry, but and bro, I'm telling you, I'm one of the biggest Connor fans. I rock with Dustin as well. But I've watched Conor throughout his career, and I just feel like, yeah, what's he been doing the last 5 years, man? Come on, like he's obviously making business moves. He's set himself up for life, which is amazing. But if this is what you wanted to do, man, in the end, like you wanted to come back and prove yourself once again, you haven't had your eye on the prize, man. You've been out for too long. That's not a sport where, that's not a sport you can't take it lightly. You can't bounce in and out and come. I mean, you can't take a long period off. And then that's another thing. The UFC made a mistake letting Conor fight Dustin. You know what I'm saying? Well, after how many years off? 4 years off, 5 years, and then come back and fight the number one contender, like the top ranked contender. No sport does that. Like in boxing, they don't do that. They even if they know you're better than this guy, they're gonna let you fight a lower guy and then slowly work your way up. It doesn't matter how much of how much experience you have. If you are gone for a certain extended period of time, like when you come back, they have to build you back up. You know, because it's like that for anything, man. If this guy's been doing it nonstop the last 5 years, even if you were a champion, but you haven't been here the last 5 years, you haven't been, keeping up. You haven't been in the ring. You haven't been sparring. You haven't done none of that. Of course, he's gonna be sharper than you, quicker than you. I mean, of course, bro. That's not to say Connor is, more physically gifted, more is talented. But yeah, the UFC messed up there, man. They should have let him fight someone below and then, 2 or 3 fights, work his way up to Dustin. That's where I feel like where this all went wrong, you know? And it just goes to show, man, like hard work beats talent every time. Every time. So, you know what? Well, regardless, man, be a Connor fan forever, He's still a god, but it's sad to see it. The way he's going out and it kind of like just like a sore loser, really. I mean, he was going off about his wife and this and that. Like and the thing to me, right? You saw Dustin knocked him out in that last fight. So now Connor was being all Mr. Nice Guy, Mr. Dad, and then when he comes back, he's talking all this trash. It didn't phase Dustin one bit. That's kind of what made it, Every other time, Connor had, he had that fear of him, and he got in their heads like he was a serious threat. But after you fight a guy and 1,000%, like you knocked him out, that's a pretty, he's comfortable knowing his skills and his ability, knowing that he could take him out. So yeah, just like nothing Connor said affected him. It was more like Dustin was just disappointed with that he would take it there. And he still, this is how good of a dude Dustin is, still said, like, regardless of what everything he said, I hope he make it home. I hope he makes it home to his beautiful family, I hope everything's all good with him. It just goes to show, and I don't think Connor, really means that. I think he's just, of course, man, he's hurting right now. Nobody wants to go out like that, but I really feel he was gone too long. He took too much time off. He should have never came back. He should have just stayed doing what he's doing. Box Pacquiao, that would have been a dope event. And yeah, this is when you gotta know when to let go, man. Like his prime years, he's been off doing God knows what. So I'm not saying he's not too old, and he still got it in him, but I just don't feel like he has that fight. Like he had a struggle, he had something to fight for. When you got hundreds of millions in the bank and businesses and bro, you really think like you're gonna have the grit to put in the hard work you need to put every day? Like, and they were talking about that too, They were talking about how he just before he looked in better shape, I don't know, more chiseled, more, you know what I mean, just than he did now. He just I don't know. He's still I mean, still bro, his boxing was on point. He did so much better in this fight. I literally just feel like it's that like ring rust. I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but I do feel like if they would have had him come back and build up, through 3, 4, 5, several fights, he could if this would have been a whole different, this would have been a whole different scenario, honestly. 'Cause you take anybody, bro, I don't care who it is, and then they're all 5 years and bring them back to fight the number one dude. That's gonna happen nine times out of 10, bro. It's sad to see, man, but regardless, we love you, Conor. You know, Dustin Poirier, he's a real one. You know, and yeah, you guys let me know what you think in the comment section below, man. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, cause No Limit, man. We going on up. I love you guys, man, and yeah, we're trying to hit 3K right now. We're almost there. We're about 100 away, so hit that subscribe button, man. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. All right, peace.